Hello, today we are going quickly take a look at this quite interesting device that I recently purchased. It is a three-way cigarette lighter splitter with built-in USB phone charger that should support quick charge technology, with built-in voltmeter, and also with ability to switch on and off each of those ports separated. So this is going to be a quite interesting device, and we are going to see how does it perform. From my observation, the biggest problem with basically all cigarette lighter distribution board is that they are designed to be extremely low power. So for example, people are using them to power dashboard and GPS unit, and they have ability to turn them on and off independently, and they are rated for like a 5 amp or 3 amp. If we take a look at the back, this device is rated up to 120 watts. That most likely is going to be combined. And if we are going to be using 24 volts, we can reach up to 200 watts. As you can see, this is a used unit that I managed to purchase with extremely good price, and it was glued inside the vehicle and it was removed. That's why we've got all those stains. I will try to pull up the specification, but from what I can see, it should support quick charge on both of those two ports. And I think this is the most important part. So this is the visual experience of that unit. If we take a look at the cable, I would say it is a little bit on the short side. And it's got pretty thin wire, just 0.75 millimeters square. So to be honest, I do not like it. I hate when companies are making beefy cables, because that looks like a good one, but actually the copper inside is more expensive than the plastic outside, so it's cheaper to make it beefy and looks good. To their defense, we can say that this plug looks really well, and I like that it's go on the angle. So this is a good plug. And I think we have to plug a couple devices and make real-world test. Will it work around that 120 watt? I prepare some devices to create our test setup. Here I've got a mini car cooler that is using the pelter element. Just take a look. So we would like to have it plug in into my beautiful Go Zero. Then we've got our electric mug that is operated from 12 volt, and we are going to be boiling that water. Then we are going to be plugging something with the USB-C. And we are going to be also trying to power that camera if we are going to be staying below the 120 watt that it was intended to do. So let's try to assemble it. So first we are going to be starting with plugging it into our beautiful Go Zero. As you can see, the angle cord looks absolutely beautiful. We can nicely have it like hidden away. We are going to be enabling our output. And as you can see, we are reading our voltage, and the device is telling us that we've got 12.8 volt, and I think this could be okay. Let me see what the Go Zero is reading. We are in the ballpark range. Let's begin our test with this beautiful mini fridge. I will attach it to the first cigarette lighter output. It's not working, but that's because we are not being switched on. So I press the switch and we can see that the fan start spinning. And if we take a look here, we've got also the LED indicator. So if I would like to turn off my cooler, I can just press this one button and we can nicely control it. So this is a good one. Let me take a look what kind of output are we getting. It is around 34 watts. we need to load it with more power, and for that use case we are going to grab this beautiful heated mag, and I choose that model because it is only 80 watt and it's not disconnecting the Goal 0 port from like the overcurrent reason. So here we are going to be nicely attaching it, just like that. And we are going to be plugging it in here. And as you can see, we've got absolutely no current being drawn, but we need to enable our port. Nothing happened, but here we've got a separated switch. So let me do it. And as you can see, we are around 100 watts. So this is like a almost hitting the limit, but it was rated 120 watt, so we can add something more. Maybe something funny. Here I've got a battery charger that is using the USB-C. So we can try to use the side port. And let's take a look, will it work? And it's indicating that it's charging the center battery. So we've got the USB port working. Let me check both of them. And yeah, they are good. I would say this is hard to make it wrong, but we definitely need to load the third port. So I will remove it because this is not going to be like the most important thing, because the most important thing is using the third socket. And here I've got the Sony charger, and we are going to be grabbing that vintage camera. I will plug it in without the battery. We turn it on, just like that. Of course, we need to turn on our port, and as you can see, the camera has started working. And let me run the light. So we've got our three devices working, and we need to see, will it burn, will it melt before the water is going to be boiled. And let's start the stopwatch, and we are give it like a 15 minutes, and we are going to see, will it burn, will it melt, and are we going to get any problems. So let's give it a moment. We hit half of our time, so we can make our quick inspection. And I can feel this device is slightly warm. The wire, it is a little bit warm and less stiff than it was before, but nothing crazy. So far, I would say it is working good. Let's see how our water is boiling, and we can see a couple bubbles, but not enough. The light here is hot. Looks like this is a halogen bulb. And let's give it a moment more. As you can see, we hit the 20-minute mark, and something funny happened because the light on that heater turned off and the power drawn also dropped. So now the question is, will this device burn, or the thermal switch cut it off? So let me find the correct plug. And here I can see that we've got a power, so I will connect it directly to the Goal 0. And I can clearly see that it's not being power on, so most likely it was just a thermal cutoff switch. And we can measure the temp, and let's see what did we get. So here is our temp, this is our ambient temp, and we've got a steam, I have to cover it. And as you can see, we've got pretty decent temp to make our tea. So here we've got a cup, and we are going to be pouring our hot water. Okay, so that part is fine. Let's see what happened with the cooler. Please do keep in mind that I'm probing the side of cooler, so this is not the ambient temp that was inside, because that was too quick to cool down all the air and the content, but we can clearly see that the cooler itself is working just fine. And it is slightly warm, but looks like everything is working correctly. And it didn't melt, it didn't catch any fire. And I think that was a good buy. For the price, it can even handle that tiny kettle. So 100 watt is definitely a pass. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you find that interesting. See you next time and bye bye.